Hi guys, welcome back to August Love Story. Today we are reviewing Put a Ring on It, Season 1, Episode 9, and this episode is titled All or Nothing. If you haven't already, please take a moment and subscribe to our channel and turn on the notification bell. Looks like we start off with everybody back together in small groups, or this is the continuation from the ending of last episode, I should say. And Dr. Nicole tells everyone that this is their last chance to go on a date with someone new. Or not someone new,
but just
someone else.
Yeah.
That's not
your
person that you're in a relationship
your
with.
person.
Right. So we'll start off with Shay and Mike. They both decided that they are not going on new dates. Shay trying to get married.
Yeah. She trying to get chose.
She is not going to let Rick keep her from getting her husband. And I don't know what she said to Mike about Whitney, but whatever she said stuck because Whitney's gone too.
Yeah.
They did have a discussion about where they see each other in the future, and they both said they saw the same things technically. Me and you, Zion, all happy together as a family. Shay is like, but I'm married though. And Mike is like, hold your horses, little mama. And he told her that her timeline seemed very aggressive.
Yeah. Shay still bothers me, just because her main focus is to get married to Mike, but you're saying all of a sudden you're gonna accept this child that you're like, I don't even want to have children. Mm-hmm. I think that's a big red flag to me. Not that she doesn't want to have children, the fact that you're all against my son coming to live with me, but you're all for me marrying me. Mm-hmm. And you didn't understand those came together. And
it just sounds like at this point she's saying what she has to say
to get what she wants. Yeah.
I want to get married to you. So if that means that I have to accept your child, okay.
Right.
I mean, that's not to say that it's going to happen,
right. But it's what I'm saying for you to say.
Cool.
Okay.
You want us to get, like, I got to do this? Okay. It's kind of like saying, okay, you want me to go out and, clean up my credit for us to get married. Okay, I'll do it. Right, whatever you say I gotta do.
Right. So that, and Mike actually was saying that that's the way he feels. He still feels kind of weird about her and getting married. So he's kind of...
It is strange because it's been 2 years of no and 2 weeks of yes.
Yeah.
I can't trust your 2 weeks over your 2 years.
Right.
The 2 years tells me who you really are.
Right.
You got anything else for them? I didn't write a lot of notes for them.
No, I didn't have a lot for them.
The most notes I had was for Tamika and Vince.
Oh, yeah?
It looks like you too.
No, that was nah.
Ashley and Hollywood?
Yeah.
All right, so next up was Ashley and Hollywood. Hollywood said no more new dates. Ashley went on a 4th date with Kwame. I feel so weird saying Kwame.
That's the man's name.
I know, it just feels weird because it's like...
Yeah. I was gonna say Hollywood is still pissed.
He is.
You can see it in his face.
All in his face. They did talk about their relationship while he was... This is fast forwarding out of the small groups, but while they were at the house, I think he was making breakfast.
Yeah.
They had a conversation that turned into an argument. Because one of the things that Dr. Nicole told them that they were going to work on this week was, what did she call it? Declaring a vision for their future.
Yeah.
And Ashley was trying to have a conversation with him about
their future.
Like, what does our future look like together? And he gave the wrong answers. His answers was essentially, I don't know. And that's not what you want to hear.
When you're about to go out on a date with somebody.
Not even just that. If you want me to marry you, but I ask you, where do you see us in the future? And your answer is, I don't know. What you mean you don't know?
Yeah.
You better see something.
I thought his answers and what they were arguing about, it was a real argument. And, you know, it kind of set me back a little bit. I was like, oh, I don't want y'all to argue. You know, not about this. You know what I'm saying?
Saying Hollywood happy and saying things like you did.
Right. but it's like, I understood where Hollywood was coming from when he was like, it'll just be over. But I still don't feel like that should be the defense. You know what I'm saying? And Ashley seemed to be like, hey man, you need to fight for me, man. Like, come on. Like, I want to be with you, but the way you're acting and the way you're giving me nothing to work with. I have nothing to work with. So, and that was the thing for me. I was like, man, I hated that they're arguing about this right now when she's about to go on a date with somebody that she enjoys going out on a date with. And it's kind of like Hollywood is just putting his hands up like, whatever it is.
You're not doing what I want you to do, so I'm not going to fight anything.
Right. So it's, you know, and for her defense, it's, I signed up to do this experiment with my boyfriend of 9 years. I'm actually doing it. He's not. He expected me not to do it because he's not doing it. So I think that's where their disconnect is, and it bothered me. You know. But yeah, so hopefully they got past that. So I don't know. It got real though. That was like a real argument, like not no reality TV argument. That was like a real.
When Ashley came back in the hallway and she clapped her hands, I was like, oh.
I was like, that's
we
an Artieka
arguing.
Movie. And another thing. Oh man.
You saw me in that moment
I
for real?
definitely did. I was like, Hollywood, just be quiet, bro. Just be quiet, man. Like, it's just going bad. All bad right
goodness. Ashley, I felt you in that moment. Like, if nobody else feels you, I felt you in that moment. So Ashley goes on her date with Kwame. And I know that this has to be so difficult to get into an argument with your dude and then go out with somebody that's going to attempt to make you happy.
Right. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I can see that.
During their date, he said he wanted to kiss her and he leaned in for a kiss and she rejected. This second rejected kiss we saw tonight.
Yeah. She's like, you ain't finna kiss me. But he, I mean, I get it, man. It's I wrote that, like, Ashley's in a hard place.
And you know what? Oh, go ahead, finish. Go ahead.
Because, like, for 9 years, you've been with this one guy that you're, like, committed to. And then here comes this other guy that you're like, I may want to see where this goes. You know what I'm saying? Because this 9 years and we're still in the same place we were 8 years ago. You know, 7, 8 years ago. You know, but this guy over here is brand new, may want to see what this is talking about. So, and it's hard. It's hard to make a decision like that, man. So
what I was going to say was, I feel like I was helping Ashley cheat on her boyfriend because I was smiling throughout her entire date. I felt like that friend that you call and tell, girl, I went out with somebody else, and I'm like, oh. And want all the details. Even though I'm not that friend, like, my friends will all tell you that I am not that friend. Yeah. But, like, I felt like that friend in that moment. Like, Ashley, girl, what happened? And what else? Oh, what you do? So when he leaned in for the kiss, she rejected it. He then told her, I think, to close her eyes or cover her eyes. And he put a pineapple in, like, front of her mouth, and she licked her lips and said that's a pineapple. And then he put the pineapple in his mouth and he went in for the kiss with the pineapple in the mouth. I think that's what made me smile. I was like,
all I was thinking was, man, Hollywood at home while she out on the date kissing people. COVID out here.
She didn't kiss him.
He kissing her.
She was not a willing participant
I know
in
it,
that
man.
kiss.
I know it.
Situation. She did say that she felt torn because she can still see herself with Hollywood, but she's enjoying her time with Kwame. I completely understand. Back to the group, she said that her connection with Kwame is different and that there's no drama. But she also is realizing that just being in love is not enough. And I understand that too, because love don't pay bills.
That's true. That kind of, I understand what she's saying and everything like that. It's just love. Like for Hollywood, it seemed like love is what's gonna push them to where they need to be. But she was like, that's just not enough for her. Mm-hmm. That's a conversation. Mm-hmm. That's a real conversation that you guys could work on to have. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Just because we've all been there before. Mm-hmm. So that was, for me, that was like super deep, and it was like just paused me for a second, like, dang, is it? Had to think about it for a second.
Now, I have a question for you because I can't remember. Did Hollywood ever give any type of vision for the future, like what he saw?
I have no clue.
I wrote down that Ashley said that she could see herself happy, and she saw her life the way that she wanted it to be as far as her career was going, everything that she was doing and aspiring to do. But the man that was there, she couldn't see his face. And I remember feeling that way about 10 years ago.
Yeah.
It was interesting because I could see the physique of the guy, I could see his skin tone, but I never saw his face.
You saw this roundness?
I did. And that's actually what I was about to get at, is that like the guy that I saw is literally you, but it wasn't you that I knew 10 years ago, like because you were a lot thinner and I didn't like you, all that stuff. Yeah. But 10 years ago, that guy is literally who I'm married to that I saw, but I just didn't know that I would end up here 10 years fast forwarded into the future.
Right.
So it's really interesting to think about that as it applied to my own life. And it makes me wonder, what did she see about this guy that she saw? Like, was it Kwame? Like, was it his build, his physique, or was it somebody else? Like, you can get a lot off of those type of visions.
Only thing I wrote was Hollywood really wants to be with her, and you can see it. You can see his whole motivation is to be married to Ashley. Mm-hmm. But we all know like some things needs to change as far as like his reaction to things and how they're approached on both of their parts, right. For them to actually reach some type of happiness. But I'm rooting for Hollywood, man. Really am.
I'm rooting for everybody to be happy. And if happiness is not with each other, that's okay. Yeah. Of course, you would like for people to go into their relationship. Leave out of this experiment in the relationships that they want to be in with the person that they walked into the experiment with. But again, if that doesn't happen, it's not the most terrible thing in the world, because you at least figured out what you wanted. Yeah. And you're able to get on a path to what you're truly aspiring for. Last but not least, I have Tamika and Vince. They opened up with them arguing about him lying and her nagging. And I think that if he stopped lying, she would stop nagging. So it's like a counteraction or that's a reaction to his initial action. Right. So if you stop lying, she'll stop nagging. I think that'll be, there's always going to be some type of nag in a woman, but I don't think that it'll be so much that you can't deal with if you just stop lying. Right. It's easier said than done. Ben said he's not going out on another date.
Doesn't need to.
He knows where he is and he knows what he wants. And Tamika says she's going out on a third date with Devin because they needed, she needed to get more in depth with him. She felt like I can't remember what she said they only talked about. But she said they only talked about one thing and she wanted to talk to him more.
Yeah.
She and Vince sat down to talk about what happened during the group section, and then they argued about an emoji. And I could not understand the conversation about them arguing about the emoji until, was it the group sitting when they explained the emoji situation, or was it with Dr. Nicole?
With Dr. Nicole.
Okay. Essentially, the emoji that they were arguing over was he went and did a shoot with someone. The girl had a puppy. Later on, after the shoot was all wrapped and done, the girl posted a picture of a dog, allegedly. And he put heart eyes under the dog's picture. I feel like you have to look at that in the grand scheme of context. If Vince had only put heart eyes under the dog, it probably wouldn't be a thing. But I can guarantee you that girl was in the picture.
Yeah.
Because if the girl was in the picture, it's a fight. Why are you hard-eyeing in some girl's picture? Regardless of a dog being in it, it feels like you're putting up heart eyes of the actual girl. And that would piss me off.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially if you're already a liar.
Right. Vince's whole defense was, which makes sense, I apologize for what I'm doing. You stayed. We need to get past it. You're still punishing me for something I apologize for and I've been working on getting better at.
The best apology is corrected behavior.
Right, and I feel like, and I'm assuming that he has corrected that behavior from this point. But he admitted in this episode that his issue, or one of the biggest problems that he has, is communication. Mm-hmm. And if you ask anybody that's been together for any length of time, communication is the number one thing that they say that they constantly are working on, getting better at, and that's the thing that keeps them together. So communication is the glue. Mm-hmm. So for him to finally admit that his communication is off, could possibly mean that they're going in the right direction.
I feel like every episode opens with them saying, "We talk, things are better," and then they argue.
And then by the end of that episode, they be mad at each other. Mm-hmm. And Vince just sitting in the thing like, I don't understand what's going on. Why she treat me this way?
Right. When Dr. Nicole met with Vince, she noticed that he is very calculated with his words. When she said that, I was like, that's Tamika's issue. Mm-hmm. Because when a person has to choose their words so carefully to not say certain things, it's like they're trying to say things, like to omit things and not have you catch it.
Yeah.
So it's like, instead of saying, I didn't go out to eat with someone, I went up there by myself. Because I went up there by myself means that I was in the car by myself. It doesn't mean that I didn't meet up with someone. Mm-hmm. So when you choose your words like that, it can leave doubt in her mind, especially if she's caught you lying before.
Right.
So, I mean, that was a light bulb moment for me with Vince's communication, because if you just plainly say what you mean, there wouldn't be any doubt in her mind. But if you talk in circles and riddles and stuff like that, like, you go get pissed off, because it's like, I'm asking you a question, stop answering me in a riddle.
Right.
And that's when he told the story about the heart eyes under the puppy picture. I didn't write anything about Tamika sit down with Dr. Nicole because I don't remember anything. I think she cried. Yeah,
she did. The only thing I wrote down was that she has anger and resentment from what happened with Vince.
And I think she had said that on a previous episode, that she was mad at herself for staying.
Yeah. She's afraid he's going to hurt her again. And yeah, that's all I got from what Tamika did. Tamika now.
Next up, Tamika goes out with Devin. She's telling him about her relationship issues, and I said I don't like that. Because even if this person is not someone that you're considering dating, they should not be in your relationship like that.
Right.
Especially as a quote unquote neutral third party.
Mm-hmm.
He don't know your dude. He really don't know you. And I just don't feel like he should be in y'all business that much.
Right.
Small group, she went back and she said that she got closure on her date with Devin, which I felt like Shay's last date with Shay's last date with Rick, Mike's last date with Whitney, and Tamika's last date with Devin all felt like they were wrapping up everything in a bow. Like, hey, it's been fun getting to know you. Thanks for going out on 3 or more dates with me.
Yeah.
I'm going back home to my dude or my girl, and this is done. Hollywood didn't have to wrap up anything with a bow because he basically was off-putting with Shantae when he was like, I'm not trying to get another relationship. I'm basically out here trying to get my penis wet.
Yeah.
And I don't feel like Ashley wrapped up anything with a bow with Kwame.
No.
I felt like theirs was like a ellipses at the end instead of a period. It's like a to be continued type situation.
Yeah.
When Tamika and Vince were sitting down and talking, they did agree that they want to start a family, like they want to be a family together, but that they also want better communication. And I think that we can all agree that they need better communication.
Oh, for sure.
And it is what it is.
Yep.
All right, you got anything else for
No,
them?
that's it.
Again, won't get a new episode until the new year.
Yep.
Because Christmas is this Friday. So Merry Christmas, guys.
Merry Christmas.
If we don't see you guys before then, hopefully we do, because we owe like a lot of Vlogmas videos. But please
check out the Vlogmas videos that we do.
Yeah, check out our Vlogmas videos. It's just a few. It's been interesting. I don't know how people are doing 25 days Vlogmas because we tired and we've missed like 3 days in our 12.
I just feel like it's just us being real.
It's completely real.
Hey.
And it's very hard to do things with a toddler.
Yeah.
Because she has freak out sessions when you get ready to start recording. Comment down below and let us know what you guys think is going to happen, because next week's episode is titled Final Decision. So
not next week, but
next episode is titled Final Decision. So who do you think is going to stay together? Mike and Shay, Ashley and Hollywood, Tamika and Vince. What you got?
I think everybody's gonna stay together.
That's I love love.
I just feel like that's the most realistic answer. Like, Ashley and Hollywood is gonna get together. The 9 years is what's gonna keep them together. Mm-hmm. Tamika and Vince, they pretty much was like, yeah, we working on something. And then Mike and Hollywood, I mean, not Mike and Hollywood, but Mike and Shay, I don't feel like they need to be together. That's just my opinion. But I think because
Shay has said all the right things.
Shay has changed, quote unquote. And that's what Mike is going to want to see that. Mm-hmm. So
I hope they do a reunion for this. I mean, I know this is the first season, so we don't know what's gonna happen, but I do hope that they do a reunion for this.
Yeah.
If you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel, turn on the notification bell, and absolutely comment down below and let us know what you thought of this week's episode, and let us know who you think is going to stay together out of the couples. Bye, y'all.
Peace.